Good afternoon, everyone. So may we request the participants who will be part of the procession to stay outside na po so we can start because we're still waiting for some of the participants from the chapel. That includes the graduates and the parents, faculty members and professors, gentlemen, we welcome you all to the 2023 Recognition Rites of the University of Makati School of Law. Our theme for this year's celebration is UMak, Transforming Lives, Inspiring Generations. I am Sunshine Lomyo, fourth-year law student from UMak Sol. Let us all welcome the School of Law graduates for the academic year 2022-2023. Leading the procession of the graduates is the flag of the University of Makati School of Law, which unselfishly cradled them throughout their law school life. Beginning with the entrance of the graduates and their parents.
Time to say goodbye. As adesso si libero con te partirò sulla per mari che io lo so l'uomo non esistono più. It's time to say goodbye.
Quando sei lontana sogno all'orizzonte e manca le parole. Io sì lo so che sei con me, tu mia luna, tu sei qui con me. Mio sole, tu sei qui con me, con me, con me, con me. Time to say goodbye. Paesi che non ho mai veduto e vissuto con te. Adesso sì li vivrò con te. Partirò su navi per mari che io lo so. Non esistono più. Con te io li rivivrò, con te partirò. Su navi per mari che io lo so. Non esistono più. Con te io li rivivrò, con te partirò.
Quando sono sola sogno all'orizzonte e mancano le parole. Sì, lo so che non c'è luce in una stanza quando manca il sole. Se non ci sei tu con me, su le finestre mostrar tutto il mio cuore che è acceso. Chiudi dentro me la luce che hai incontrato per strada. Time to say goodbye. Paesi che non amai, vedo e passato con te. Adesso sì vivrò con te, partirò. Sulla per mari che io lo so, l'uomo non esistono più. It's time to say goodbye.
Quando sei lontana sogno all'orizzonte e manca le parole. Io sì lo so che sei con me, tu mia luna, tu sei qui con me. Mio sole, tu sei qui con me, con me, con me, con me. Time to say goodbye. Paesi che non ho mai veduto e vissuto con te. Adesso sì li vivrò con te. Partirò su navi per mari che io lo so, non esistono più. Con te io li rivivrò, con te partirò. Su navi per mari che io lo so, non esistono più. Con te io li vivrò, con te partirò.
Quando sono sola sogno all'orizzonte e mancano le parole. Sì, lo so che non c'è luce in una stanza quando manca il sole. Se non ci sei tu con me, su le finestre mostrar tutto il mio cuore che è acceso. Chiudi dentro me la luce che ha incontrato per strada. Time to say
Let us witness and welcome with a round of applause the entrance of the University of Makati School of Law professors and faculty members.
Post iucundam juventutem, post modestam senectutem, nos habebitus, nos habebitus. Ubi sum qui ante nos, in mundo fuere, ubi sum qui ante nos, in mundo fuere, valiteat superos, transiteat imperos, ubiam fruere, ubiam fruere. Vita nostra brevis est, brevi finietur, vita nostra brevis est, brevi finietur. Venit mors velociter, rapid nos atrociter, nemini pace.
Let us witness and welcome with a round of applause the entrance of the University of Makati deans of other colleges.
Viva Academia, viva professores, viva Academia, viva professores, viva membrum quolibe, viva membra quelibe, sempre sinti flore, sempre sinti flore. Viva omnes virgines, faciles formose, vivant omnes virgines, faciles formose, vivat et mulieres, tenere amabiles, bone laboriose, bone laboriose. Pereat tristitia, peream tosores, peream tristitia, peream tosores, peream diabolus, quivi santibus scius, atque irrisores, atque irrisores. Gaudeamus igitur, iumen estum sumus, gaudeamus igitur.
Let us witness and welcome with a round of applause the entrance of the University of Makati School of Law Assistant Dean, Attorney Cecilio Duca.
Nos habebitus, nos habebitus.
A round of applause for the University of Makati School of Law Dean, Attorney George Valenton. Let us witness and welcome with a round of applause the entrance of the Management Committee, beginning with Ms. Juvie Hermosura, Master of Public Administration, University Secretary.
Os molestam senectude, nos habebitus.
Mr. Virgilio B. Tabu, Master of Arts, Vice President for Student Services and Community Development. Engineer Luke Ivan B. Moro, Master of Business Administration, Vice President for Finance.
Transiteat imperos, ubiam
Professor Maria Faye Neneth Cariaga, Doctor of Philosophy, Vice President for Planning and Research, and concurrent Dean of the Institute of Pharmacy. Professor Ederson B.D. Tapia, Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Public Administration, Vice President for Academic Affairs, and concurrent Dean of the College of Continuing Advanced Professional Education. Attorney Jewel D. Bulos, Juris Doctor, MBA, Vice President for Administration, Secretary for the Board of Regents. Ladies and gentlemen, let us witness and welcome with a round of applause former Vice President of the Philippines and Dean Emeritus of the UMak Sol, Vice President Jejomar Binay. Let us witness and welcome with a round of applause the entrance of the Board of Regents, starting with Professor Jefferson Aragon, Alumni Representative. Mr. Rojan M. Pham, Student Representative. Professor Marivic Quizon, Doctor of Philosophy, Faculty Representative. Professor Elixir C. Ramos, Doctor of Philosophy, University President and Chairman of the Executive Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, let us witness and welcome our keynote speaker, Associate Justice of the Supreme Court, Honorable Mario V. Lopez.
Post iucundam juventutem, post molestam senectutem, nos habebi.
Let us remain standing and place ourselves in God's holy presence as we say our prayer and reflect on the message of the doxology. Now, the entrance of colors to be led by the University of Makati cadets. With pride, let us all sing the Philippine National Anthem.
Tayong magiliw, bilis ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyat ka ng mag-ibig, sa manlulupi, di ka pa sisingit. Tatagat ang puno sa siwala, sa langit mong bagang, may nilagang tula at pawit sa pagnayang minamahal. Ang kisap ng matawag mo'y tagumpay na nagbibigay, ang bituin at araw niya kailan, pamay di magdidilim, lupa ng araw ng walhati pagsinta, ay langit sa piling mo. Ang ligaya na pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
After showing allegiance to our Philippine flag and our country, let us all sing the Makati March.
Pagmamahal sa Makati, bayan namin ang pala. Tahanan ng mga manlalaya, na may pagtingin sa bansa. Iwan puso nga namin sa Makati ibibigay. Awit isip tayo, itaguyod nga natin ang magandang simulain, ang magpapahulat ng bayan. O Makati na aming mahal, kaya mo'y itatanggal. O Makati, mahalin natin ating ito. Awit isip tayo, itaguyod nga natin ang magandang simulain, ang magpapahulat ng bayan. O Makati na aming mahal, ngalan mo'y itatanghal. O Makati, ang ating mahalin natin, ating ito.
Everyone, kindly be seated. To deliver the opening remarks for this occasion, we have today the University of Makati President, Dr. Elixir Ramos.
Former Vice President Jejomar Binay, who also happens to be the Dean Emeritus of our School of Law, Honorable Justice Mario V. Lopez, my fellow workers at the University of Makati, my fellow members in the MANCOM, Dean Jord, our faculty members from the School of Law, our 35 graduates of the third batch of our School of Law, mga minamahal na mga magulang at mga bisita, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Good afternoon. Alam niyo po, kaninang umaga, I was tasked to present the budget of the University of Makati to the City Council. And I'd like to say that our budget for 2024 was approved overwhelmingly and unanimously by all the members of the City Council to the tune of 1.2 billion pesos for 2024. Alam niyo po, yung 1 bilyong piso, kung tutuusin, mas malaki pa po yan kaysa sa budget ng ilang mga munisipyo sa buong bansa. No? And tinanong nila ako kanina, bago aprubahan yung budget, sabi sa akin, President Ramos, na-review na namin yung technical specifications ng inyong budget. Ang gusto naming marinig, ano ang inyong plano para sa University of Makati for 2024? When I was elected president in May of this year, one of the objectives that we have set for the University of Makati is to be the first local university to be ranked not only locally but globally. In fact, in our first try for rankings, in the World University Rankings for Innovation, we ranked 101 to 200 on our very first try. And sabi nila po sa akin, paano natin masusustain itong mga plano nyo? Sabi ko, 3 things. Excellence in research, excellence in instruction, and also excellence in our extension services. And I gave them actually a glimpse of the things that we have done here at the University of Makati. Alam niyo po, 7 years ago, that was in 2016, pinangarap po ng ating dating Vice Presidente na si Jojo Binay na magkaroon ng law school dito po sa Makati. Sabi niya, noong mga panahon na yon, magtatayo tayo ng law school at itong law school na itatayo natin ay magiging isang pioneer na law school na kakaiba sa lahat ng ibang law school sa Pilipinas. Bakit po kakaiba? Unang-una po, tayo lamang po ang law school sa buong bansa dito sa Pilipinas na totally free ang pag-aaral ng law. Meron pong monthly stipend na 10,000 ang ating pong mga scholars. Baka po hindi alam ng mga magulang nyo na meron pala kayong monthly stipend na 10,000, hindi nyo sinasabi. At meron pong book allowance every semester. So, kada taon may 2 semestre, so may book allowance po. And exposed to the best minds in the legal profession. Nandito po yung ating mga napakagaling na mga profesor. No? So sabi ko, ano pa ang hahanapin pa ng isang law school na lahat ibinibigay ng lungsod ng Makati? Kaso, hindi po namin nilimitahan ang aming law school para lamang sa mga residente ng Makati. In fact, siguro po dito po sa batch na to, sa 35 students, I think more than half are actually not from Makati. Hindi po ba? Kaya nga po, tingin ko yung mga magulang at mga bisita, bumiyahe pa. Yung iba galing pa ng probinsya para masaksihan yung recognition rights ng inyong mga mahal sa buhay ngayong araw na ito. Ngunit, bakit nga po ba ganyan kalaki ang investment na ginawa ng syudad para sa pag-aaral ng law? Sabi ko nga po, ito po ay isa sa mga pangarap ng ating dating Vice Presidente. Dahil yung University of Makati po, talagang itinayo para mabigyan ng oportunidad yung mga kapos sa buhay na magkaroon ng laban, no, sa pamamagitan ng pagkakaroon ng dekalidad na edukasyon. Sana po, dito po sa ating mga bibigyan ng recognition ngayong araw na ito, ay huwag niyo pong kalimutan yung aral at runong na ibinahagi sa inyo ng University of Makati at kung bakit ba itinayo ang UMak School of Law. I hope that someday we will be able to meet each other again and see you, and sharing your experiences on your journey becoming successful lawyers, not only financially, but socially as well. Dahil yan naman po talaga ang dahilan kung bakit natin tinayo ang UMak School of Law. At dahil po sa napakagandang suporta na binabahagi ng ating pamahalaang lungsod, kitang-kita rin naman po ang resulta. Yung ating pong mga first two bar takers, no? First two batches ng ating bar takers. Exceptional po ang performance. At inaasahan po namin na before or on December 22 rather, ay magkakasama ulit tayo sa inyong oath-taking as new lawyers. Dahil sabi po ng current bar chair ay December 22, tama ba, Attorney Valenton, ay mag-oath na ang ating mga bagong pasang mga abogado. So, in behalf of the City Government of Makati and the University of Makati, I'd like to welcome all of you in this special recognition rites of our 35 law school graduates. Bakit po ba natin ngayon ito ginagawa? Kasi nga po, noong graduation po noong August, napakalapit na po sa kanilang bar exams. So this is a very special occasion just for you. And we do hope that in this occasion, you will continue to be inspired to become the best lawyers and the best persons that you can be. Muli po, magandang hapon and welcome to the recognition rites of our law school graduates.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ramos, our university president. Now, to do the honor of introducing our guest of honor and keynote speaker, let's welcome the University of Makati School of Law Dean, Attorney Jord Valenton.
Dear former Vice President and Dean Emeritus Jojo Marbinay, University President Dr. Alexur Ramos, beloved members of the Management Committee and Board of Regents, public officers of the Local Government Unit of Makati, fellow deans, Associate Dean Duca, faculty members, ladies and gentlemen, Suprema Lex graduates and future compañeros y compañeras, good afternoon. In the hands of the Supreme Court is the awesome power to invalidate any act of the two other branches of the government, being the ultimate guardian of the Constitution. The members then of the Supreme Court are often described as the gods of Padre Faura, Manila. It is my deep honor and pride to introduce to you one of said gods. The privilege we have in hearing him today, however, does not merely come from the position he holds and the power he wields, but by the four qualities I've known about the honorable jurist through my interactions with him as a friend and as a brother in the fraternity. First is the passion for excellence, which he has relentlessly pursued from his law days in San Beda University, where he graduated cum laude, until he was appointed as Special Prosecution Officer of the Office of the Ombudsman and as Regional Trial Court Judge of Batangas, and when he later served as an Associate Justice of the Court of Appeals for 13 years. Second is the willingness to share his invaluable wisdom and knowledge. He was a professor of law here and abroad, a pre-bar and MCLE lecturer, and he currently is a lecturer at the Philippine Judicial Academy. He was the bar examiner in criminal law in 2009 and in legal ethics in 2017. He most importantly has been entrusted by his honorable peers of the sacred and daunting task of qualifying applicants to our noble legal profession as the chairman of the bar exams for next year. Third is the untarnished reputation of the Honorable Justice in his 40+ of government service. None has even dared to throw any single issue at him. Finally, I just have to honor the Honorable Justice for the foregoing qualities I mentioned have only been surpassed by his simplicity and meekness. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Honorable Supreme Court Justice Mario V. Lopez.
Please be seated. And thank you very much, Dean, for that very profound introduction. Former Vice President Jejomar Binay. Maybe the good Vice President do not remember me anymore because way back in 1980s, I was one of his professors in Philippine Women's University. He was the head of the law department in the College of Business Administration. And I was then a budding professor. And I could remember my salary was only about 100 pesos an hour. That was way back in 1980s. The president of UMak, or University of Makati, President-elect Sur Ramos, and of course, the Dean, Attorney George Jaroa Valenton, to the distinguished professors, and I see some of them were my colleagues in some institutions, law institutions. Mabuhay po kayo. Guests, parents, graduates, a pleasant day for everybody. I have been here in the University of Makati before. Several years back, about 15 years ago, and I lectured in the pre-week bar examination, and this was sponsored by then, Senator Aquilino Pimentel Jr. And it was offered free for everyone who is taking the bar exam. And back then, I see the facilities of this school. I was already amazed. That was, as I've said, 15 years ago. Today, after seeing the facilities as well as the rosters of the professors, I am already certain that in the coming future, this UMak School of Law will become one of the prestigious law school in the country. Of course, not to mention the youthful, invigorated, idealistic, and hardworking academic leader, the Dean of UMak, Attorney Valenton. Dear graduates, congratulations for gaining admission, navigating your degree, and now graduating from this wonderful university. This is a rare privilege, as mentioned by Vice President and by your President. Aba, saan ka makakita ng eskwela? Libre lahat. Kulang na lang board and lodging. That is a kind of privilege that you should treasure in your life. Do not forget this elated feeling that you have on this day, and remember, you have a privilege to lead a career that is both personal fulfilling and makes a difference in the world around you. With the education you have received from this institution, you have earned the opportunity to shape the future, and I am certain that your youthfulness, idealism, and passion, you will be transforming lives, inspire others to see law and justice prevail. Indeed, you will achieve the thematic purpose of this graduation day conceived by the school, which is transforming lives, inspiring generations. Congratulations for that purpose. Of course, today will not be complete if we will not thank those people around us for making it this far for every one of you graduates. Make noise and applause for your parents, your loved ones, your professors, and of course, the school administrators. We should all take a special moment to thank them for being a source of love and encouragement. Rejoice that you have survived, graduates, the agony of sleepless nights, studying your lessons, the embarrassment for not answering in the class recitation, and the torment of these professors. In the College of Law, mentors and tormentors are unanimous, synonymous. Yes, tormentors and mentors are synonymous. But today, again I say, rejoice, because the reign of terrorism will formally end. Of course, above all, let us thank the Lord for His boundless faithfulness that He elevates us above and our circumstances today. When I was appointed to become the 185th Supreme Court Justice, of course, one of the highest honor one will dream to become. Actually, I was bestowed both a blessing and a burden. Yes, it is both a burden and a blessing. Like other justices in the High Court, I work largely alone, holed up inside my chambers, silently drafting decisions. Justices serve a difficult task for the government by shaping legal thoughts, solving paramount constitutional issues, and ensuring that judgments are fair and equitable. It is not enough that the decisions are consistent with the rule of law, but it must also be equitably accountable to the public. In other words, it must also be acceptable to the people, and it is acceptable only when there is equity. Rule of law by itself may be hard, as you will note, dura lex sed lex. You know, there are 15 magistrates in the Supreme Court with different and varied personality and character. When we deliberate, we disagree and argue a lot. We have our own legal theses and principles. For instance, as far as I am concerned, I cannot yield to the literal command of the law without regard to its cause and consequences. while I may not read into the law a purpose that is not there, I have to read out a reason for its enactment. In one of my ponentias, which I remember, Nutsun versus Nutsun, one of the most controversial case which I have decided, the voting was 10 majority and 5 minority or dissenters. In this case, I applied your Bausi 9262 in favor of a father protecting his child. Of course, I met a lot of criticism because according to them, this Bausi 9262 is applicable only to women. But I said, I am not deciding this case in favor of women. I am not deciding this case in favor of the father, but I am deciding the case in favor of the children. The reason is, I want the children be protected. I want the children, yung hagarang, tawag nilang hagarang proteksyon. That is the protective order which is found in 9262. And it is not found in other laws. Accordingly, whether the crime is 9262 or 7610, we must apply the protected order only for the purpose of the benefit of the child. That is one of the cases which I have decided. But in another case, Mutia case, this is for the seafarers, employees, who, when they applied for a contract in the shipment company, yun may tinatawag silang PEME, Pre-Employment Medical Examination. And in this PEME, the employee, the seafarer, concealed a certain ailment. Thus, when he met or had an ailment during the time that he was in the ship, he got sick. He got sick, and he was deployed back to the Philippines and was found to be or cannot anymore be engaged in the shipping company. In other words, he can no longer be employed because of his ailment. Of course, the lawyer of the ship said, no, you are not entitled for any benefit because you concealed a fact of your health. In resolving this case, I favored the seafarer because the cause of his problem, the reason why he got sick is of another illness or sickness that is not related to the kind of illness that he concealed. In other words, even if an employee concealed an ailment in his PEME, physical examination, if this is not the reason why he was deployed back to this country, he is still entitled for such sickness benefit. Of course, these are just some of the difficult questions of law that we are confronted with. It is very difficult, really, because you have to contend with 14 intelligent justices with several lawyers helping them too, and it is like confronting 14 law offices because each justice has more than 20 lawyers. And during the deliberation, every week, you have to read your lesson and argue among these justices before the Supreme Court. And there are times, I will admit, that I have to turn 360 degrees to change my my decision, my ponensya, because I was made to believe that this is the real judgment of a certain case. Indeed, my job is challenging, but it is fulfilling. Being in the Supreme Court is a privilege to have the opportunity to be part of the solution to legal problems and serve the public interest. But most of all, the motivation is an essential element of who I am. This personal sense of purpose guides and sustains me day to day and through the years. At this moment, graduates, may I ask a question? What is the purpose of your life? Ask, what really is my purpose in life? Since you have chosen to be a lawyer, you must be an advocate, a proactive defender of law. You are given a great reward to decide how you will achieve fulfillment for yourselves and be of service to others. One of the greatest French writers, Voltaire, once said, "Not to be occupied and not to exist are one and the same thing for a man." What does this mean? Not to be occupied and not to exist are one and the same thing for a man. With those few words, Voltaire captured the essence of clarity of purpose in life. To work, to create, to excel, and to be concerned about the world. In other words, you advocates must be willing to take sides and speak out. Speak out. We are not in this world to observe and remain silent. You are sitting here today because you have answered your life's calling. You have forged ahead to conquer the most important chapter of your life. Have you heard Shakespeare saying in one of his written works, and it was quoted, "The first thing we do is to kill all the lawyers." Question, was this a praise or a condemnation of lawyers? The context, if you will see, this pithy line was said by a villain called Dick the Butcher. He is a threatening murderer and the right-hand man of Jack Cade, who is leading a rebellion against King Henry. Dick is suggesting that in order for the evil plans to prevail, they must eradicate the very defenders of justice. Indeed, Shakespeare insightfully stated that disposing of lawyers is the first step in the direction of a totalitarian form of government where lawlessness pervades. In other words, this is a recognition that a society could not exist with fairness and peace without the protectiveness of the law and by the guardians of justice. They are the lawyers. Therefore, as future lawyers, your life's purpose is to champion justice based on the rule of law, because it is the very foundation of a free and independent society. may tell you one story. This is a story, I was still young, coming from one of my teacher, way back when I was still an elementary student. Upon graduation, after graduation, the teachers and parents already would like to know what is the profession of their children in the future. What they did is to place several things inside a room, bills of money, coins, book, food, fruits, stethoscope, and other materials like cell phones and computers inside that room. There were several students, and I recall there were 4 who were tested what will be their future profession. The first one got inside the room and came out with a stethoscope. Of course, the teacher said, "Oh, this boy will become a doctor." The second one came out, and he has with him a book. And the teacher said, "This will be a teacher too, like us. Congratulations, you will become our future professor and a teacher." Then the other one came out, eating with him some of the foods and the fruits. "Oh, this guy will be an agriculturist or will be engaged in restaurant business." And there was another one who had this money. "Oh, who has money? He will be a businessman or a banker." Then the last one came out. He was reading a book, and his pocket was filled with money. And the stethoscope hanging on his neck. And the teachers were so amazed to see this guy with all the things in his possession. And in unison, they said, "Oh, this boy will become a lawyer." Yes, lawyer has a lot of opportunities. That is why there are so many there are so many students who become or want to become a lawyer, because our profession, the law profession, is not only the noblest profession, but it is the profession wherein we can have a lot of opportunities. And you cannot count the number of opportunities that you can have. That is why I said buffet of opportunities. Lest you forget, my dear graduates, let me imprint in your mind the idealism that lawyering is not a business, but a profession in which duty to public service, not money, is the primary consideration. Of course, this is very idealistic. Noblesse oblige. You know that? Noblesse oblige. It is a French expression which translates as nobility obliges. Kaya nga, noblesse oblige, because it means nobility obliges or nobility obligates. Being privileged to be in the noblest profession of lawyering, you have a noble obligation to act with generosity and kindness towards those who are less fortunate. We have numerous institutions and programs that endeavors to provide pro bono legal services, like the former Vice President. He was so engaged with pro bono services under the Free Legal Assistance Group, or the so-called FLAG. I know that for a fact, because as I have said, I was under his wings when I was still in the Philippine Women's University, and he was one of the active pro bono lawyers under the helm of flag. That was before 1986, or the so-called revolution. Other groups are the Alternative Law Groups, ALG, Unified Legal Aid Services Rule, and the Clinical Legal Education Program, or CLEP, in law schools. I hope you follow these examples and take seriously your civic responsibility to share, not necessarily your wealth and finances, but your means, talent, and know-how for the benefit of those with lesser capacity and means. For sure, when you gain public approbation and respect due from altruistic commitment, you can rest proud that you live a purposeful life. A while ago, the good Vice President was asking me, how is the Supreme Court? Now, I am tempted to say that recently, the Supreme Court has launched a 5-year strategic plan for judicial innovation, the so-called SPJI for 2022 until 2027. This was launched sometime in October 2022 with one objective in mind: the delivery of justice in real time. With the SPJI in motion, we, servants of justice and equity, are committed to address perennial concerns and restore the faith of the Filipinos in the justice system. Your Supreme Court, I will assure you, is working tirelessly to achieve tangible and expected benefits arising from the outcome of efficiency, innovation, and accessibility. Just recently, and this was last Friday, the Chief Justice expressed elation over the high trust placed on the judiciary by the country's business leaders. The Chief Magistrate cited the 75% survey of the respondent who said that the Supreme Court independently acts and decides cases based on the facts and the law and is not influenced by any factor outside the merits of the case. Hence, the CJ concluded that the survey result is a strong affirmation that the court is performing its constitutional mandate as the final arbiter of legal dispute, and more importantly, take note, more importantly, it means that the rule of law in the country is vibrant and working. Included in the SPJI and part of efficiency is enhancing legal education through bar reforms. Yours truly, as mentioned by the good dean, has been in the academy for almost 30 years already. I have devoted my life, I would say, as a lawyer in the academy. That is why the Supreme Court has designated me to be the bar chairman for the 2024 bar examinations. Of course, I was informed you had already taken the bar examinations. And because I was told by the chief and the Supreme Court already wanted to standardize the bar examinations, I will adopt the same number of subjects, 6 subjects, to be taken Sunday, Wednesday, and Sunday, as you have done. And, you know, chairmanship of the bar is one difficult and challenging duty. That is why I took this job as my most valuable laban. I had the moniker Bar ni J-Lo 2024. In other words, most valuable laban, Bar ni J-Lo 2024. As a chairperson, I will be beholden with the judgment to confirm the qualified members of the noblest profession and officer of the court. I hope and I wish I will not be the executioner. I hope I will choose those deserving few from those many who were called. The bar examination will be an entry level, just like what you took up in the 2023. Natatawa sila, sir, hindi naman entry level eh. Entry level to a higher degree of lawyering. But that is how you had understood. But let me tell you, for those who will be taking the bar exam next year, as I have said, it will be an entry level. It will be a basic determination of your substantive and procedural legal knowledge, analysis, and communication skill. It will not be difficult, neither will it be easy. Sabi nga nila, eksakto lang. Under the outcome of innovation, I am just innovation, efficiency, accessibility. Technology is one that will confront everyone, especially the graduates today. Especially that we now have the so-called artificial intelligence, which can be used for legal research and court operation. It can efficiently and do that legal work very fast and effectively. But do not be worried that the noblest profession will be deleted. Do not be worried that your function will be taken off by this artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence are mere instruments intended for human utilization. While a human mind cannot keep up with the rate and accuracy of how AI can process unlimited amount of data and information, look, AI has no deep understanding of abstract concepts like justice, equity, compassion, and good conscience. Unlike lawyers, AI cannot cry out for fairness, detest injustice with courage and perseverance, or feel the crevices of the law guided by social responsibility. This is why you, our future lawyers, should not be discouraged by the advancement of technology. As the saying goes, the spring cannot rise higher than its source. Do not believe there was a rumor sometime during the last day of the bar exam that your examination will be corrected by AI, artificial intelligence. That is perfectly wrong and it is a lie. If that will happen, the result will be disastrous. Why? Because all of the answers will be black and or white. No if, no but, no equity concern, but Duralex, Cedrelex, what the law says must be enforced. Imagine that. It will still be corrected by human beings, and be sure there will still be a compassion in the correction of your examination. And I will see to it that in my bar examination come 2024, such compassion and the use of my emotion and heart will also prevail. Further, in line with the SPJI strategic plan of the Supreme Court, we already issued the Code of Professional Responsibility and Accountability. What does that in short? CIPRA, very good, which revised the 34-year-old Code of Professional Responsibility of Lawyers. Notably, CIPRA will promote the responsible use of social media. Alam nyo naman, masyado nating in-exploit ang social media, and we need really to regulate its use with our moral standard and legal paradigm. We need ethically responsible and technologically adept lawyers who in the future will protect our legal profession, and you are expected to take an active role and be a part of this evolution. You will be the first batch, hopefully. You will be the first batch who will take out under the new CIPRA. And I will be proud that UMak graduates will become the models of morally responsible stewards of justice. Finally, this is what everyone wanted to hear, especially in the law school or in the class. When I say finally, oh, everyone is happy. Finally, I would like to compliment UMak in its mission of delivering transformative education by widening access for the brightest minds, offering full scholarship benefits to its students, and attracting the best professors and educators. Kudos. UMak harnesses the past and present achievements of its alumni to signal what is yet to come. UMak School of Law pioneered nine out of 9 passing percentage or 100% successful bar examinees in the year 2020 and 2021. In the year 2022, UMak was able to garner a whopping 88.89 passing rate for the 2022 bar examinations. For the bar 2023, the passing rate will improve. Higher than 88.89. And I hope it will be 100% passing percentage. Good luck, graduates, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Justice Mario V. Lopez. So at this point, may we request our University President, Dr. Ramos, and Dean George Valenton, together with VP Binay, for the awarding or for the giving of the plaque of appreciation to our guest of honor. Plaque of appreciation is awarded to Honorable Supreme Court Associate Justice Mario V. Lopez as a sign of gratitude for the time and wisdom that he has shared with us in the University of Makati School of Law as its keynote speaker during the 2023 recognition ceremony with the theme, UMak, Transforming Lives, Inspiring Generations, given this 13th day of November 2023 at the University of Makati, signed by Dr. Ramos. Once again, a round of applause for the Honorable Justice Mario V. Lopez. We now proceed with the presentation of the non-academic awards. The Associate Dean of the School of Law, Attorney Duca, shall be presenting these awards. Once again, may we invite VP Binay and Dr. Ramos to award the medals.
We award the best thesis, we give the best thesis award to Drisa May Pascual in recognition of our outstanding research entitled Standardization of NFT, Art Copyright License, the Intellectual Property Law Issues on Fungible Assets. Give the School of Law Leadership Award to Micaela Andrea Wacoyes for her outstanding leadership skills, balancing her involvement in academic and co-curricular activities, and wholeheartedly serving the School of Law. This time we have two awardees. For their exceptional commitment to legal aid service and their dedication to the service of legal aid clients under the Center for Legal Aid, Education, and Legal Services, we present the Medals of Distinction for Legal Aid Services to Johnny Velez and again, Micaela Andrea Cuacoyes.
congratulations to our non-academic awardees. Thank you, Associate Dean Duca. Now, to present the academic awards and medals for the class salutatorian and valedictorian, may we call on Dean George Valenton.
I shall first present the class salutatorian who has garnered the second highest overall grade point average among the 2022 graduates. To receive the distinction of being the class salutatorian is Alejandro Marvin Polancos. I'm sorry, that's Univelas for another Cicilelas Award. Now, may I call again the class salutatorian, Alejandro Marvin Polancos. Congratulations, Alejandro Marvin Polancos. Let us now congratulate our class valedictorian who has garnered the highest overall grade point average among the 2023 graduates. To receive the distinction of being the class valedictorian is Yvette Veronica Rueda.
Once again, congratulations to our awardees and of course to their parents. Let's give them a round of applause. We now proceed to the most awaited part of the ceremony, the distribution of diplomas. Requesting Associate Dean Duca to please join us again to announce the names of the graduates.
Let us call on the graduates. Lizelle Sarmiento for the first semester academic year 2022-2023. Her thesis title, Prison Born, Standardization of Laws over Children of Incarcerated Parents. Lizelle Sarmiento. Okay, Lester Agoncillo. The title of his thesis, Work from Home, Arrangements to Streamline the Guidelines and Protocols in Adapting the Work from Home Arrangement and the New Normal, amending further the occupational safety and health standards to include work from home arrangement as part of the covered workplace. Rochelle May Atinaha. The title of her thesis, Cancelled Culture is Cancelled. A hashtag. Classifying instances of cancel culture as hate speech and providing a regulatory framework therefore. Paula Balunday, title of her thesis, Gender Affirming Care or Child Abuse. Parents or guardians who allow their children or ward to undergo gender-affirming medical procedures without a prior psychological diagnosis of gender diaspora are liable for child abuse under Section 10 of Republic Act 7610. Mark Anthony Bastariache. This is titled, Competitiveness as a Governing Principle on Government Procurement vis-a-vis Failures of Bidding Declared by Government-Owned and Controlled Corporations in the Energy Sector. Kate Demi Michelle Kalansingin. This is titled, Establishing the Right of Publicity and its Implications on the Expanding Marketing Landscape, Liability for the Misappropriation of the Likeness of a Public Figure through the creation of a virtual influencer or avatar under Section 169 of Republic Act 8293, otherwise known as the Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines. Noli Kalising, thesis title is More Funds in the Philippines, the proposed creation of Philippine Sovereign Wealth Fund, its constraints and implications to the national and global economy. Mary Justine Camacho, this is titled, The Philippine Policies and Guidelines for Persons Deprived of Liberty in the Time of COVID-19 Pandemic. Erlyn Joy C. Carpio, Fake News Alert, establishing guidelines on how publishing fake news relating to pandemic on social media platforms may be punished under Article 154 of the Revised Penal Code. Maria Constancia Freya Daril Castañar, this is titled, Click, Post, Share, Retweet, the exercise of freedom of expression in cyberspace and growing need to demarcate the concept of traditional libel as defined and penalized under the Revised Penal Code from cyber libel under Republic Act 10175. Ana Patricia P. Chua, this title, Scoot Over, legalizing the operation of electric kick scooters on the major urban roads of Metro Manila. Micaela C. Cuacoyes, this title, Revisiting People versus Hinosa, in the light of Section 26 of Republic Act 9262, or known as BAUSI, Violence Against Women and Their Children, Battered Woman Syndrome as an excuse in a crime in the absence of requisites. Lisel Marie Lot M. De Jesus, his title, Will Endo Ever End? Proposing solutions regarding contractualization while guaranteeing security of tenure. Jack Lord de la Cruz, his title, Confluence of Lex Sportiva and Human Rights Law. Model rules for international federations regulating athletes' gender rights in sports. Lorraine Ann Digis Desengaño, his title, The Protection of Children's Rights During Natural Disaster and Emergencies in the Philippines, a proposed legal framework and the implementation thereof by local government units. Sandy M. Pahutag, his title, Silent Whispers, Men Who Have Nowhere to Turn, broadening the scope of Republic Act 9262 to apply to all persons. Jodeline F. Galano, his title, Irene Gapay, Alexandra May Henyorga, his title, Moving the Laws on Movable Arts, Revisiting the Laws and Other Issuances for the Protection of Philippine Tangible Movable Cultural Property and the related rights of people who create, trade, or own them. Serafin Candido Jr. Gozon, his title, Exploring the Disputed Waters, a study on the prospective joint development agreement between the Republic of the Philippines and People's Republic of China in the West Philippine Sea. I think that was declared unconstitutional already. Salha A. Hamid. He is titled Establishing the Constitutional Right of a Biological Father to Consent to the Adoption of His Non-Marital Child. Rochelle Joy M. Inaldo. His title, A Critical Analysis on the Rights of the Patients and Liabilities of Healthcare Professionals during Telemedicine Consultations in the Philippines. Moira Banilin Joy Larita. His title, The Regulation of Telecommunication Industry in the Philippines, A Comparative Study with Turkey and India. Agatha Rebecca Junice Lee. His title, Granting Paternity Leave to Unmarried Fathers. Proposal to amend Republic Act 8187, otherwise known as the Paternity Leave Act of 1996. Maria Alexis V. Lopez. His title, Rusty Prison Bars, Study on the Philippine Correctional System, Non-Adherence to the 1990 Tokyo Rules. Bernadette Lopez, his title, Misleading and Deceiving, the Liability on Damages of Satirical Posts and False Speeches in Social Media, which is reasonably related to COVID-19 pandemic that tends to mislead and deceive an individual. Babylin is Miliano, his title, Quitting or Disconnection, exploring the practice of quiet quitting vis-a-vis Europe's right to disconnect policy to apply in the Philippine labor system. Rodaisa D.G. Nonoy, his title, Right to Privacy in Social Media Platforms, an assessment of the standards for reasonable expectation of privacy towards an ethical and accountable data processing. Sofia Ira Ortega, his title, Justifying State Intervention to Prohibit Corporal Punishment without transgressing the parents' rights to raise and discipline their children. Drisa May Pascual, his title, Standardization on NFT Art, Copyright License, Intellectual Property Law Issues on Non-Fungible Tokens. Maria Stephanie Chelsea Perez, his title, Coming Forward to Claim the Voices and Rights, an analysis of impact of criminalizing sex work on sex workers in the Philippines. Alexandro Marvin Polancos is also the class salutatorian. His title, No Registration, No Activation, Exploring Legal Implications of the SIM Registration Act in the Philippines. Mary Rose A. Rios, his title, iClick, Establishing the Necessity for Rules of Engagement on Social Media Use for High-Ranking Foreign Service Officers. Yvette Veronique D.G. Rueda. His title, Voices from the Fringes, Analyzing the Effectiveness of the Philippine Party List System in Advancing Sectoral Interest Throughout Legislative Productivity. Lizelle Sarmiento. Wala. Okay. Prison Board, Standardization of Laws over Children of Incarcerated Parents. Rodel Talaba, his title, A Serious Clickbait, Examining the Legal Treatment and Scope of Legislations in the Philippines and Dealing with Phishing. Juni P. Velez, his title, Ride or Die, an assessment of the labor employment laws affecting the rights of delivery riders in the Philippine gig economy and proposing a law for their protection. Armenia Valin V. Vigilia, his title, Defining and Establishing Elective Therapeutic Abortion in Life-Threatening Pregnancies as a Justifying Circumstance that will bar criminal prosecution. That's all. Congratulations to all of you.
Once again, let's all give our graduates and of course their parents a round of applause. Congratulations to all of you. For now, may we call on Ms. Yvette Rueda, the class valedictorian, to deliver the response on behalf of the graduates.
to our Dean Emeritus, former Vice President Jejo Marbinay, to our honorable guest, Supreme Court Justice Mario Lopez, to the University of Makati Management Committee, to the University of Makati Board of Regents, to our Dean, George Valenton, to our Associate Dean, Cecilio Duca, to our deans from other colleges, to our faculty members, distinguished guests, parents, and fellow graduates, a pleasant afternoon to all of you. On behalf of my fellow graduates, we would like to extend our deepest gratitude to everyone who helped make our dreams into a reality. To our Dean Emeritus, VP Binay, thank you for your vision to provide free legal education through the University of Makati School of Law, the first ever law school in the country where all of the students are scholars. Without you, we would not be here today to celebrate this momentous occasion. To the City Government of Makati, headed by Mayor Abigail Binay, thank you for your unwavering support to us, for our stipends and our book allowances, which ensured that us, as scholars, could just focus on our studies without worrying about our tuition fees and other necessities. To our deans and to our administrative officers, both past and present, thank you for your guidance and patience with us through all these years. To our professors, thank you so much for all the lessons you imparted to us, whether in life or in law. We will bring them with us as we continue on this path. To our parents, significant others, children, families, and friends, thank you for your love and for staying by our side. Promise, babawi kami sa inyo. We apologize for any shortcomings we may have had while we were busy chasing our dreams. And of course, to our Heavenly Father, without your grace, we will not be able to come out of this challenge alive, better, and stronger. To my fellow graduates, we did it. We finally made it. After years of hard work, sleepless nights, nerve-wracking recitations, tons of cases to read, and provisions to memorize, thousands of pages of readings, gallons of coffee, drums of tears, and countless times we called to the gods to spare us from the wrath, or shall I say, from the love of our professors. We are finally here at the culmination of our law school journey. I can still remember vividly how we started through the orientation seminar, held right at this very theater. Different activities were then conducted that gave us a glimpse of the life that we will embark on for the next 4 years or so. We had our mock digests and mock recitations that gave us an idea of what law school life would be like. But no amount of seminars, programs, or advice prepared us for what lies ahead. Yes, we knew that this journey would never be easy, but we also didn't know it would be that much difficult to reach that goal. And yes, it was all worth it. Despite the tears, occasional failures, and disappointments, not only did we learn about the law, but we were also able to forge friendships and enjoy the simplest things. naging expert rin kami mag-marites kung kailan ang birthday ni Prof. Para makapag-prepare kami ng simple program as a token of our appreciation for his or her passion or dedication. Expect charades and Pinoy henyo, but make it pang law student, kaya ang mga pinapahulaan ay reserve at trongkal or aggravating circumstances sa revised penal code. Indeed, law school life is like riding a roller coaster with all its ups and downs. We may not miss law school life itself, but we will surely miss the faces of the persons we shared this journey with. This journey will be unbearable without each and every one of you. But my friends, our journey doesn't end here. Rather, it is only the beginning. Our lives for the past 4 years or so molded us for life outside of law school. Every difficulty we encountered and every challenge we faced were preparations for us to become the lawyers we are meant to be. Today, we are given an opportunity to help others and to make an impact to the world. May we realize that no effort or client or case is too small to make a difference and to transform the lives of others. We are here for a reason, and may that reason be a key to help others attain peace and justice. Changing the world is a daunting task, but we can make this world a better place for all of us and for the future generations if we can all be an instrument to change the lives of others through the work that we do, one person at a time. Once again, congratulations to all of us. Thank you.
Another round of applause for Ms. Rueda, the class valedictorian. To lead the graduates in the Pledge of Loyalty, requesting the presence of Mr. Alexandro Marvin Polancos, the class salutatorian. Graduates, please all stand.
To my fellow graduates, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, please state your name, Alexandro Marvin B. Polancos, a graduate of academic year 2022 to 2023, do solemnly pledge to the University of Makati and to all principles and ideals for which she stands. I pledge that in all present and future endeavors, I will appreciate and work for honesty, justice, respect for the rights of my fellow men, and obedience to duly constituted authority. I pledge to safeguard my personal honor and the honor of others, and to defend at all times those liberties which are the foundations of Christian living. Finally, I pledge to dedicate myself to the service of my family, my community, and my country. So help me God.
Everyone, again, let's give our graduates a round of applause. As graduates of the University of Makati, you become members of the Alumni Association. Please remain standing as Mr. Cairo Ko, Alumni Regent, leads the graduates in the oath of membership in the University of Makati Alumni Association.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, please state your name. Upon my honor and of my own free will and accord, do hereby solemnly swear that I shall do to the best of my ability, act as a responsible member of the University of Makati Alumni Association, defend and uphold its constitution and bylaws and obey its rules and regulations. That I impose these obligations upon myself voluntarily without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations.
Once again, let's give our graduates a round of applause. This is truly a great moment for all you graduates to shine and prove to the world that you are a product of the University of Makati. So strive to be the best and shine your light for all those to see. Stand up, go out and face the world and realize your dreams. Let this moment be yours now.
I said, remember this moment in the back of my mind. The time we stood with our shaking hands, the crowds in stands went wild. We were the kings and the queens, and they read off our names. The night you danced like you knew our lives would never be the same. You held your head like a hero on a history book page. It was the end of a decade, but the start of an age. Long live the walls we crashed through, how the kingdom lights shine just for me and you. I was screaming, long live all the magic we made, and bring on all the pretenders. One day we will be remembered. I said, remember this feeling. I passed the pictures around of all the years that we stood there on the sidelines, wishing for right now. We are the kings and the queens. You traded your baseball cap for a crown. When they gave us our trophies and we held them up for our town, and the cynics were outraged, screaming, this is absurd. 'Cause for a moment a band of thieves in ripped up jeans got to rule the world. Long live the walls we crashed through, how the kingdom lights shine just for me and you. I was screaming, long live all the magic we made, and bring on all the pretenders. I'm not afraid. Long live take a moment. Promise me this, that you'll stand by me forever. But if God forbid fate should step in and force us into a goodbye, if you have children someday, when they point to the pictures, please tell them my name. Tell them how the crowds went wild. Tell them how I hope they shine. Long live the walls we crashed through. I had the time of my life with you. Long, long live the walls we crashed through. How the kingdom light shines for me and you. Loud screaming, long live all the magic we made, and bring on all the pretenders. I'm not afraid. Singing, long live all the mountains we moved. I had the time of my life, fighting dragons with you. And long, long live the look on your face, and bring on all the pretenders. One day we'll be remembered.
Everyone, let's give a round of applause to our graduates. Long live Supremalex batch. And even if it has been a long and winding journey, we all got to where we wanted to be. And no matter where we end up on our next journey, be proud that you are from the city of Makati. Be proud that you are a graduate of the University of Makati. Together, let us proudly sing the UMak hymn.
We cheer to the alma mater, University of Makati. Rejoice, we're here onward marching, be it shine, storm, cloud, or rain. Let all our voices keep ringing for the glory of our alma mater, pride of Makati and our fatherland. Beloved UMak proudly stands. Arise, thy sons and daughters, fill the air with the joy of alma mater. Resound our gladness and tidings, every echo by far and near. Hail to thee, our dear beloved UMak. Faithfully we brace our mind and spirit. We're proud to be at thy command, future builders of this land. Arise, thy sons and daughters, fill the air with the joy of alma mater. Resound our gladness and tidings, every echo by far and near. Hail to thee, our dear beloved UMak. Faithfully we brace our mind and spirit. We're proud to be at thy command, future builders of this land. University of Makati, future builder of this land.
On behalf of the university officials, congratulations to our graduates for 2023. Let's give them a round of applause. May you all carry your alma mater's legacy as she continues to transform lives and inspire generations. The whole UMak community wishes you well. May you keep soaring high as you enter the new chapters of your life as the future builders of this land. Again, let's all give them a round of applause. Let us now give way for the exit of colors. Thank you very much. Once again, let's give a round of applause to Supremalex batch. Congratulations, graduates. So please remain seated as we call each row for a photo opportunity with Honorable Justice Mario Lopez, President Ramos, Dean Valenton, and AD Duca. Yes, po. First is the first row, the class valedictorian, class salutatorian, from Ms. Rueda to Mr. Polancos. Please prepare for the second row. May we call on the ushers to assist in the sequence of photo opportunity. Next one is Mr. Okay, so the next row, please stand up to prepare for the next photo opportunity. After the photo opportunity of the graduates, next would be the Board of Regent, to be followed by the Management Committee. After this photo opportunity, may we have the management committee for the photo opportunity. May we now call on the faculty members of UMak School of Law. The photo opportunity po of the UMak professors will be followed by a photo opportunity with the deans of other colleges. Now may we call on the deans of other colleges. And finally, to lead the recessional, Dr. Elexur Ramos, University President. So a few reminders, especially for our graduates. You'll have to surrender your toga dun sa ating registration booth and to take your seats first dun sa ating dinner venue. Thank you. One more photo opportunity pala for the whole graduates, for everyone.